In this video, I will show you how to use the FreeCAD FEM to run a static analysis. This example is phase 2 of the SolidWorks Manual Challenging 2009. You will learn the workflow from the 3D body to the final color scale result. And you can find the video I created before for the modeling of this body, and I will put the link in the description. This roadmap is the workflow for the FreeCAD FEM analysis. First, we must have the parts, then goes to the FEM workbench. We will create a container, set up the material, constraint, and load. Next, use the Netgen to generate the mesh, and use the default solver CalculiX to run the simulation. At last, generate and check the results. Let's get started. First, let's check the geometry. A bad geometry could cause bad results. And this body, it get the invalid face, edge, and the vertex. And when I create this body, that all the feature works well. And like this happen, we can select the body and then go to File and Export. Then save it as the STP file for the FEM analysis and save this body. Click OK. Next, we can hide the original body and go to File, Import, and select the STP file. Now, let's refresh we compute it and save this body to run check it again. And then it gets no error. Now we can use this body to run the analysis and change the workbench to FEM. The first thing we need to do is to create a new analysis. It's a new container that will include all the elements for the analysis. And it has the default solver, the CalculiX, and we will use it later. Then we can create a new material, select this tool, and go to the pull down. Then find the aluminum and go to the standard, metal, and the aluminum. Then select the 1661 and click OK. And next, let's check the drawing. That's the material that we applied before. And then goes to the phase 2. We are going to make this phase to be fixed and apply a 1000 Newton on this phase vertically. And find this one, the fixed boundary condition. And to add this phase, click Add firstly, then select this phase. It will add the fixed constraint. Then click OK. You will find it on the Tree Manager, and you can hide or show it for the analysis. Then apply the force, select this tool, and click Add to select this phase. Next, we need to make the force vertically. And if you click on this box, then select the face. It will add to applied force on this face. So here we need to deactivate to apply force to the geometry. We only need to click Add again to leave this option. Then select this face. It will not add to this box. Then we can click on Direction. It would make the direction vertically, and check this box to flip it. Next, modify the force to 1000 and click OK. Then you can find it has the constant force in the tree view. Next, we are going to generate the mesh, and they are in active now, the Netgen and the Gmesh. So we need to select the body, then they are active. And this time we select the Netgen. And for the maximal size, let's check the drawing. The general size of this body is about 100, and we can set the maximal size to 1/10 of 100. Then this is 10, and we can modify it later if we get the maximal size is too large. Then goes to the minimal size. The smallest dimension for this body is the radius of this fillet is 2. Then we can try the minimal size to 1. And then for second order, if you don't select this box, it's the first order. The difference between these two elements order, the first one is the tetrahedra with 4 corner nodes, and the second order, it has another 6 middle edge nodes. The first order elements represent the displacement field linearly, and the second order element can represent the curvature in displacement field much better. This generally means better accuracy per element for the second order, particularly for curved geometry, bending calculation, and stress strain calculations. And here it's better to choose the second order for this body. Next goes to the fineness. We can click to open the pull down to select from very coarse to very fine. And for this case, I will choose the moderate level. Then I will explain these 3 parameters later. And we can check Optimize to apply optimization algorithm to improve the mesh quality. After all the setting, click Apply to run the meshing. Meshing is a very crucial step in design analysis because it directly affects the accuracy of the results. The two coarse mesh give bad results, but the smaller elements increase computation time significantly. Next, I will explain these 3 parameters using a simple case to save the time for the calculation. This is the mesh created by Netgen. We can double-click to open the task panel. I defined the size in underdefined, but now these 3 boxes are inactive. We can click on it again to activate these boxes. The growth rate controls how quickly the elements can grow in size as the Netgen moves away from a refined area. If the number set lower, the growing will be slower. And if set it to 0.05, then you will see the meshing size change slowly. And the lowest rate we can set is 0.01. You will see the meshing is more even for the whole body. I think we can try it from 0.1 to 0.9 for different cases. And if we set this to 0.9, the mesh size changes sharply. Next, let's talk about the number of segments per edge. It's 4 now. And the segments in this edge is 4. If I modify the segments to 8, then you can see that on this edge it becomes to 8 segments. And on the other edges, the segments seems not changed. It's because the final result is based on the maximal size, minimal size, and the optimization. So we can modify it to define the level for the fineness of the meshing. And next, let's talk about the number of segments per radius. Here, it's not based on the circle or the cylinder face. This is based on the radius. The number of the segments is on the radius direction. If I modify this to 1, you will see the segments is like generated from the center to the edge, that it has the 1 segments. It's not based on the circle. And if I modify this to 16, you can see that the segments on this cylinder face is very refined. So we can use it to refine the curved area. Next, let's go back to the project. After we have the material, constant, force, and the mesh, then we can run the analysis using the solver. And for the default solver, we can go to the preference and FEM, then select the CalculiX as the default solver. So when we create a container, then it gets the default solver in this container. Or you can select this tool to create a new solver. Or you can select other solver from here. For example, the Elma. But here I will use the default solver, the CalculiX. Then double click on the solver to open the task panel. First, we can modify the working directory. And I'm going to use the default one. And select static for the analysis type. Then write the input file. And after the write complete, then run CalculiX. And if like this happen, that means the CalculiX failed. We can run it again. But it doesn't work, so let's try write the file again and run the CalculiX. It failed anyway, so let's close the solver and open this one again and write the input file. Then run the CalculiX. When you see the time is counting, that means the CalculiX is running. And when you see there is no error, that it means we can use it and close the task panel. Then you will see there are two mesh overlays. So let's hide this one. And then you will see this blank body. And for these two results, the CCX results and the pipeline results, let's check the CCX results at first and show the result mesh. To show the results, we can select it, then select this one, show results. Or you don't select results, this tool is inactive. Or you can select the pipeline. It doesn't work, so it only works on the CCX results. And for showing the results, actually we can double click on this one, then you get the same to the task panel. Then we can select the result type here, the displacement magnitude, then read the minimal and the maximal value here. The displacement scaling, we can drag this slide to modify the scaling. It's only for the displacement, or you can set a factor, input it here. And the next one is the animation control. We can set the step of the solver, number of circles, and the rate. Then start animation. Then you will see that the body is bouncing for the displacements, and at the same time you can drag this slide to define the factor. And you can see the scale, the displacements up and down. Then let's see the vortices stress. Select this one. And then you will see the color scaling on the body. Then read the minimal and the maximal stress here. Then let's go down of the task panel to check the calculation. We can customize the calculation here. For example, let's calculate the factor of safety for ductile material under static condition. The factor of safety is calculated by dividing the material's yield strength to 140 for this aluminum and by the maximal vortices stress. Then click on calculate. But here it doesn't show the color scaling on the body, and we can read the minimal factor of safety here. If you want to check the color scaling, you can use the vortices stress. Next, let's check the pipeline results and hide the CCX results. When you show it, you will see a white model, and then double click on the results, and then you will see the task panel of it. Here we can toggle the task panel and showing the color scaling. The mode here, you can go to the pull down to select, and the surface is good. Then goes to the field. When it's none, it's the white model. If you select one of the items, it will show the color scaling on the model. And for the displacement magnitude, if you select the displacement, then you can select the components on magnitude or on the axis. And the unit here is different from the CCX results. The displacement unit here is the meter, and the CCX result is millimeters that I set in the unit system. You can check it from the result show. The unit used for the result objects are those set in the unit system, while for the result pipelines, the units are in the SI system. So here, if you select the unit system different from the SI system, then the results here could be different. And next, let's check the vortices stress on this body. If you want the detailed data, you can go to the data summary and check the details, or show all the data and export the CXV file. Okay, that's all we can get in the pipeline results. And then you can click on apply or just click OK directly. That's all for this video. If you found this helpful, please consider subscribe, like, and comment. I will see you in the next one.